that only seemed to irritate the king. Your understanding is not required, only your obedience. Be on your way, sir. This time, when the knight took his leave, the world beyond the door seemed more...
Sorry about that. I was listening to the Theon chapter, The Winds of Winter. God, I love me some George R.R. Martin. The other thing I like is light. How about that? We put some light on the subject. And he said, "Let there be light." And there was. And it was good. So, how you guys doing? How you been? What you doing? Huh? Long time no see? Oh, that's probably been there since yesterday. Well, as you can see, we've had a change of venue. That's a sore subject, so I'm not really going to get into that right now. But what I am going to get into is a review of these new pens that I've been trying out that are freaking amazing. Hold on a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, I had a chance to grab a hold of some Mario Kart pens. These are from, let's see, all natural, lab tested, no PG, no PEG, and no VG. I guess that's like vegetable oil and other things that give you like popcorn lung, stuff like that. No contaminants or pesticides detected. In compliance with Prop 215, section blah blah blah. Do not drive or operate heavy equipment. Keep out of the reach of children. Unlawful to redistribute. Alright. So, as you see, we have 3 different flavors. Well, they're not really flavors. These actually, what I love about these pens is they're strain specific. These are not flavors added to it. It just used a really cool picture to advertise the actual strain. So, for the Fire OG, you can see here, there is, what is that guy's name? Bowser. Yeah, Bowser, right? I believe that's Bowser. Yeah, Bowser. Sorry. It's been a while since I played Mario. And this, I mean, they say Mario Karts, but obviously this is Donkey Kong. If you can see that. Is that in frame? Can you see it? Can you see what I'm moving? Can you see it? Can you see it? I don't know. I'm kind of curious about, I know it's like Gorilla Glue, like the, actually, like this, yeah. I am still in the garage, in case you were wondering. It's just a really fancy garage. Yeah, so on the Gorilla Glue, kind of curious on what that substance is there that he's squishing. Is it really Gorilla Glue or is it Gorilla Glue? You know what I'm saying? And finally, we have, wait a minute. We already went on the, we already did this one. Sorry. And finally, we have Wario. And he is the brand, in case you cannot read that, Cookies. The breed, should I say, Cookies. So we have Fire OG as Bowser, if you get fucked up on that one. Gorilla Glue as Donkey Kong, a gorilla. Fitting. And Wario is Cookies, which happenstance, Gorilla Glue and Cookies are hybrids, and Fire OG is an indica. Yeah. So, let's get the show on the road. We are starting with the Fire OG. In case you're wondering what kind of battery I'm using, it's an iStick Power. I've had it for like 2 years, and this thing is freaking amazing. I mean, I'm in a wheelchair. I drop this thing almost on a daily basis. I've ran it over with my wheelchair like twice, and this bitch is still fucking kicking. Oh, and you can run it way down to use these small refill pins, and you lock it, right? Because I've burned a few of these up on accident, and then I gotta like figure out I'm gonna use a syringe to like draw the oil out, put it in another one that's still working. So if you do get one of these, make sure you lock it on like 3 to 5, depending on how hot you like your coil. And that's watts. 3.3 watts is what I got it on. And that's to get a good flavor. And what I'll do is I'll turn it up to like a 3. See, I got it locked, so I gotta unlock it. And then I'll run it up to like 3.8 or 3.9. Relock it, because you don't want to burn your coil up, especially when you got money invested in the oil that's in there. And need the medicine. Yeah, you get a lot more on that. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. I'll always have loved Fire OG though, and this really does taste like the breed. This is probably good. You see how much I've been smoking on that one. It's probably gonna be one of my favorites. And now for the Gorilla Glue. Hello. Oh, you want to see something cool? Over here on my bookshelf, I like to keep like memorabilia and stuff. I have knives from my grandpa's and stuff like that. Look at this freaking Bowie knife right here. I just inherited. Sadly, I lost a grandfather recently and almost had a mental breakdown, but we're doing good now. My grandma gave me this, so I have a matching one from my grandfather's K-bar. I had a handle put on it to match this one. So it's like a matching samurai set, you know, like, but it's an American Bowie knife and K-bar, right? Doesn't get much better than that, right? Do you want to see the K-bar 1 minute? Show you that too. Not stingy. Quick story. Like I said, each one of these were the possessions of each of my grandfathers. That one was my grandfather, the cowboy, and moonshiner and general outlaw, you know, to the day he died. He was an outlaw. I took on the CB handle outlaw, you know, imitating him and learning from him. This is an actual Vietnam issue K-bar that was used by a Marine in the field, and I took it to a knife maker recently, same knife maker that did that. And this one I need to polish it up though. It's been sitting out on the shelf, so it's got, the brass is corroded, you know, and I need to polish the blade again. This was blackened or blued steel, you know, gun blued steel, so it was black. So he had to polish this thing for hours to get any kind of shine out of it at all, just because my grandpa had, you know, gun blued it so many times over the years to keep it from rusting. Sadly, I've lost both my grandparents, but I have these two knives to remember them by and to immortalize my thoughts on them. Sitting in my bookshelf where I visualize them and see them and remember them every day. And that's the way it should be. If you leave this world and people don't remember you, then you didn't make an impact. So I feel like by not remembering my grandparents or memorializing them on our bookshelves, we are forgetting them and leaving them in the past. I'm getting a little emotional. Let's go back to the testing. Gorilla Glue. This one's for you, Grandpa. The General Outlaw won the Moonshiner. I'll tell you a funny story. I was like 10 or 12 years old, almost old enough to know better. We were in the hunt club, and we would go down in the woods, and he'd be like, "Come on with me, grandson. We're going to go water some tomato plants." And I always was wondering, like, what the hell are these tomato plants doing way the hell out in the woods, away from the damn farm? Like away from the farmhouse, and not even really on our property, just property where our cows were allowed to graze. I think it was state land, actually. He's dead now, so, who cares? I'm confessing to a crime that I committed when I was a teenager and had no idea that it was even a crime until I was 30, right? Okay, so long story short, we're watering these tomato plants, and after about 6 months, I asked my grandpa, "Why don't these tomato plants ever produce any tomatoes? And what the fuck are those things on top of them?" And then he told me the gig. Or he didn't tell me the gig, but I don't really remember what he told me. I just know he subverted. He probably took me to the store and bought me ice cream and like subverted my brain away from that, right? Good job, Grandpa, because it took me a long time to figure it out. I love you. But, he was a man beyond his years in thoughts and the ideas and the way people, that's why he became a bootlegger, because he thought that it was wrong, that they took this thing away from us that we had so all of our lives. It was like air or water. You can't take alcohol away from somebody when it's so readily available. You can't take a plant away from somebody when it's so readily available all over the planet. You can grow it anywhere. You can make alcohol anywhere. You can, it's not like they couldn't stop alcohol during Prohibition, and they're not going to stop marijuana in the modern time. If they think they can, they're stupid. And if you think that they can, you're stupid. Because the clear evidence of all the 13, 17 states or whatever that have either decriminalized or completely legalized, the 3 states that have made it recreational, we cannot have a country divided on this subject. This is one thing that I think all Americans can stand together on very easily. And, it's really hard to think about war and all that when you're in a peace circle passing around a joint or passing around a peace pipe. That's all I'm going to say, and that's what I'm going to end this on. So do yourself a favor, go sit down in a circle with your friends, pass around a joint or a peace pipe, and spread the love, right? Because that's what we need to do to get these laws enacted, reacted, changed, whatever we want, like to get the legalization and the recreational usage and the, people should have the right to use it for religious purposes. I completely empathize with the Rastafarians in every state in our country who cannot consume the holy vessel of their church legally. That is insane to me. It's just a plant. It's just a plant. We need more knowledge and forethought in this world on what is punishable and what we should imprison our people for. And I wish a motherfucker would tell me with my paralyzed self, double amputees, that I'm breaking the law. This is my medication just as much Because all of this, the doctors want you to take that crap, shove it down your throat every goddamn day. But then when you pop for a piss test, they want to jump all over you and make you go to fucking drug court or something. You know, it's insane what our world is coming to. When a person in a wheelchair, I'm just going on a rant now. When an individual, paralyzed, double amputee, should not have to jump through hoops and be treated like a drug seeker or a junkie when they go to doctors for help. And that's the truth. That's my experience. I'm out.